the High Tech Nomad here, and today I'm going to show you how to build and publish an Alexa skill in minutes, just like it says on the screen. Now, I'm going to give you a special link, so make sure that you click the link down in the description to get to this website, because it's going to have a few extra bells and whistles if you do that. So it's a really fantastic platform. It's called Voice Apps, and let's go right in and see what is what. So you're going to click on the link down below, and then you're going to register and log in, and it takes a couple of seconds. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boop, and boom, we're here. And what they give you is a bunch of templates that you can use to create your own Amazon Echo skills. Now, what they suggest you do is take one of the easy, quote unquote, easy ones first, so you get a little bit better at it, but they have templates already set up for just about anything you can think of. So, for example, this one, it says dog facts. Well, it's dog facts, but we could make it facts about trees or birds or something. So this is a skill that will give people information. It's a very, very simple skill. Here's a more complex one, an employee directory to locate. Here's another one. And again, now we're saying employees, but it could be for this, that, or that. So you're going to take these templates and you're going to change them however you want them to be. All right. So let's take a simple one first. I'm just going to, so that you can just take a look at it and see what it is. We'll take jokes, cat facts. We'll do dog facts just to be very, very simple. All right. So we're going to click on this. We're going to say create a copy, and we might call it, we'll call it UFO facts. Okay. Just going to call it UFO facts. What is it? I can, do I want it to be, for these other countries? That's fine. I'm going to leave we'll change the icon. We'll change the icon to, there we go. Oh, wait a minute. Let me go back and get that one. Cool. Okay. So then there's a description of what is it? And this is going to be facts about UFOs. Okay. And we'll go ahead and we'll click create. Now that comes up top here from my projects. And now I click on it to work on my project. So on more complex skills, you'll see a bunch of boxes here because there's, how you start it and where you go. Not even going to worry about that right now. You can see we only have one box and one box only. And you'll see off to the side, it has the name, the invocation name. So it's going to be called UFO Facts. So in order to use it, we will say, Alexa, open UFO Facts, or Alexa, start UFO Facts, or etc. Okay. And we have the detailed, we have the information about what it is down there. So let's click on data. You can see we don't have any data, so it's no big deal. And then we have responses. And these blocks, and it says, here is your fact. So we can just come up here and change this to, here is your UFO fact. And down here, these are the responses. And let's just take one of these for a second. We'll take all of that, copy. And the only thing we have to worry about is anytime we want Amazon Echo to pause, we have to use a little break there. So let me pull up a text editor for 1 second. I try to prepare everything ahead of time, but I did not have a text editor. Okay, that's fine. So we'll click on plain text. So the only thing that we really have to worry about is wherever we need a pause, we need to put in this code, this break time equals 0.5 seconds. That's the only thing we need to worry about. So we can then put in our facts. So let's just copy and paste that. Okay, so we're going to come, okay. And then we're going to say many UFOs come from the planet Mars. Okay, we're even just going to do that for right now. So we're going to come over here. We're going to get rid of all of these other responses. And we're going to put in let's put that down here before we lose it. There we go. And we're going to put that in here. And that's it. Okay, we can actually go ahead and test this now and see how it's going to work. So I'm going to click on the test button. And then we'll click on the Start Skill button.
Here's your UFO fact. Many UFOs come from the planet Mars.
That's it. So now if we want more, we can add more. So we're going to actually, here's your, here, let's change that. Here is a UFO fact. Okay. Now we can write a longer piece. Let's see. Nice. Now, instead of putting in a period, I'm going to put in this here. And again, I don't need the one at the end because it's going to actually stop. I'm going to highlight that. And then I'm going to come over here to our responses and add that as a response. And now we can test the skill again. And we'll get one or the other of those. So we'll go ahead and test.
Here is a UFO fact. People from Mars are nice. They sometimes bring candy when they land.
And that's it. Now, this is a very simple skill, but you should do this one first so that you can see how to actually do a skill. So then the next thing that you would do is you would need to have an Amazon developer account, which is super, super easy. You just go to Amazon developer and just click on join, and they ask you like 5 questions, and you'll have one in like 2 minutes. It's not a big deal. I believe they actually even have it over here. They have it in the help center. They tell you, okay, just go ahead and click on this, yada, yada, yada. So all we do now is click on publish. It says deploy skill. And that pushes it over to your developer account. So now I'm going to come into my Amazon developer account. And I'll click on skills. And you'll see all my skills. And look at the skill right at the top. It's already here. UFO facts for development. Okay. Now, the difference between development and live is development is just that. That means only you and whoever you designate can use this skill. Live means it's available in the Play Store. And you can see it's already built. It's ready to go. So you can actually go ahead and click on edit. And what I usually do, so you have test. So you don't have to really worry about any of these other pieces. Okay, test you don't have to worry about. Okay, that's all set. Sometimes I turn that on, sometimes I don't. It's not a big deal. Let's click on distribution. How is it going to be distributed? And we're all set here. If you need to make any changes to anything here, you can. Usually you don't have to bother. And then if you click on availability, you can click on beta test. And here you can put your developer account address, which that happens to be mine. And then you can put in the name of anyone who you want to test the app. So again, you could actually have an app that only you and your friends can have. You can always leave it in this mode. Or you can just use this for testing. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to click on testing, enable beta test. And it's going to go out and send an email to that person. And it says, go ahead and activate the skill. And so it's activating the skill on my account. See, it says it's a test skill. Do you want to test it? And I say, okay, yeah, that's fine. And so now on my units, any units that are assigned to me, I can now test that. So let's go ahead and turn off mute on my Amazon Echo and let's test it out. Alexa, open UFO facts.
Do you mean Star Trek, tractor beam?
No, actually I haven't clicked enable yet. Let's click enable.
If you'd like to enable this skill, You can do so by finding it in the Skills section of your Alexa app.
We'll go ahead and enable that. There we go. Alexa, open UFO facts.
Here is a UFO fact. Many UFOs come from the planet Mars.
That's it. What did that take? 9 minutes? 10 minutes? And you can build on it and build on it and build on it. And then when you get it to the point where you say, hey, this is exactly where I want it, you go ahead and you click on certification, which is free. You go ahead and you click on certification, you click on submission, and then Amazon checks it out and makes sure everything's fine and dandy. And after, they say 2 days, but I've actually been seeing turnarounds of about 12 hours. At the end of 12 hours, they will have your skill up and ready and in the store. That's it. So you can see I have 2 skills right here. I have the High Tech Nomads Podcast, which we're going to take a look at in a second. And then I have Famous Citizens from Walden, Massachusetts. So I already have 2 skills in there. Easy, easy, easy. So let's go back. If you saw my previous video, I talked about the fact that I was telling you about podcasts. And I said, we have to do that one before we can do this one. So we're now going to build the High Tech Nomads podcast. This is an Amazon Echo skill that now will play my daily podcast or my weekly podcast or whenever I get around to podcasting them. So let's take a look and see actually how I did that. I think you got a pretty good idea on that. And this is so simple. So what I did is I came down to where it says RSS podcast. This is a full podcast. I clicked on create a copy. I then gave it the information. I called it the High Tech Nomads Podcast. I said what it is. So now let's actually go in it. And you'll see that this one actually has a few different blocks because there's a few different things. There's a welcome message that's played. There's the playing of the current podcast. There's the ability to say previous for somebody to go back, the ability to say next if they need to go next, and the ability to say stop. Don't have to worry about any of these. In the welcome one, all I had to do was change it to say the High Tech Nomads Podcast. I had to put in what I wanted it to say, and I put in what the information was. Here's the detailed description down here. Under play, the only thing I had to do was give it my RSS feed. Okay. So what I did is I came over to Anchor, which is where I base my podcasts off. And if you go down the bottom, you'll see it says RSS feed. I clicked and highlighted that RSS feed. And I put that in this box here. And that's it. That's it. Because what that will do is that will give it all of the episodes from my podcast, and it will feed them into the system. So it'll allow people to go back and forth. And that's it. At this particular point, all I need to do is hit publish. Publish will push it to the developer Amazon developer console, which is where it is here now. I then clicked on submission. And a couple hours later, I now have a live skill in the Amazon Echo store that now anybody on the world can say, Alexa, open High Tech Nomads Podcast.
Welcome to the High Tech Nomads Podcast.
Hello and welcome from around the world with the latest news and commentary on technology and how to make it work for you. This is the High Tech
Alexa, stop. That's it.
Thanks for listening. We hope to see you back next week for another episode.
Oh my goodness. All right. So it's not next week. So that's the other thing. If I need to make changes, I can make changes. So here's the stop. And if I look at activation, data, responses, see, there we go. Thanks for listening. We hope to see you back next week for another episode. So we're going to say thanks for listening. We hope to see you back for, I want to say our next episode. Let's see. See you back soon. Hope to see you back again soon. Actually, you know what? we could even put in a little plug there. We hope to see you back again soon. Be sure to check out our YouTube channel. We'll leave it for that right now. I think I'm gonna need to change it. And you can see we have, if we enter more than one of them, it will randomly say, you know what? Let's leave it at that. Say, thanks for listening. We hope to see you back soon. And that'll be one. And then I'll have a different one that says, be sure to check out our YouTube channel. So it might say one or it might say the other. Okay, that's cool. All right, I can live with that. I think that's better. I don't want it to be jabbing away after you've said stop. And let's see. Thanks for listening. And I'll just add that down here, in here with this. Now we may need to put that break in there, but that's okay. We'll leave it for there for right now. Okay, so we are all set. Now all I have to do now is I have to hit publish again, because now we've made changes. So it's going to take this data, it's going to push it up to the developer panel at Amazon, and it will pretty much figure out that something has changed, and it'll almost certainly go into build mode. If not, you can just go to build mode again, and you'll see it say building. There we go. So it's going to do, you can see where it says things that are needed. See, build successful. So it's now built, and I don't have to recertify it because it's already been certified. So I don't have to recertify it. This version will replace that version. See, you can't resubmit it because it's already in. So I don't have to do that. But the version I just made changes to will immediately replace the other version. Let's check it out. Let's see if it's live already. I think it takes a few minutes, but let's check it out and see. Alexa, open High Tech Nomads Podcast.
Welcome to the High Tech Nomads Podcast.
Hello and welcome from around the world.
Alexa, stop.
Thanks for listening. We hope to see you back again soon.
Bada bing, bada boom, Betty boop. I love this. You saw how quick that was to create that skill. You see how easy it is to make changes to your skill. So as you get better and better, you can add things to it. And there's just a bunch of skills already here. So you can take any one of these skills. There's, for anything that you would want to do with this, you can. So let me just show you the ones I've got. So I've got the High Tech Nomads Podcast we just took a look at. We have at the Royale, I work with a nightclub called the Royale in Boston. I'm working on a skill where you can ask what's going to be happening at the nightclub that night. It's going to be, then that one's super easy. That skill actually comes with, believe it or not, a post that you just say, okay, I'm going to add a post for Friday night, and you add that post and you'll put in the information, and that's it. On that day, it will read that information when the person says what's happening tonight. It'll say today's Friday and here's the information, and it gives the information, and you can either have it be a audible post, meaning that Alexa reads that to you, or it can be a
Sorry, something went wrong.
Yeah, that was me. It can either be an audible post that Alexa reads, or it can be actually audio. So it can actually play an audio clip. I'm working on another one called High Tech Flash Briefing. As you know, if you have an Amazon Echo in the morning, you can say news, and it gives you all of these little news pieces. So I'm going to have a High Tech Flash Briefing, which is going to be just 30 seconds or a minute. It's not the same as a podcast, and it'll be something specific to that day, and I can change it on a daily basis. Same thing with the Boston clubs tonight. I'm going to talk about what's going on with the clubs in Boston. So just about anything you can think of. Here's an escape room. Here's streaming audio. These can get very complex as you want. There's also skills in here to work with the Amazon Dot, the Echo Dot, and the Echo Show. So if you want to have something where it plays old movies or shows pictures or something like that, very easy to do. All you do is take one of these, change the things that you need to change, and within minutes, here's one here, location, phone number, employee, look it up. And all of the examples are really, really, they're very, very good examples. So like one of them, I don't know if it's this one or not, one of them shows how to pull information from a Google spreadsheet. So you can put all the information in the Google spreadsheet, and then you can say things like, what's the number of Joe in the such and such office, and it goes to the Google spreadsheet, it finds that and comes back, so that when you need to make changes, you only have to make changes to that Google spreadsheet. You don't have to keep coming in here and throwing data in every time like we did with the other skill. So again, I'm super, super excited about this because now, so cost. We didn't talk about cost. Well, basically, you can go there for free. Once you decide that you like it, they do have some, as you can see, some of the skills have a little green dollar sign on them, and that means that you need to be a member. I think to be a member, it's like $20 a month. Remember that your skills can just be your skills, but you can also have skills where you get money from your skills, either because Amazon pays you for the skills, or you ask for money, or you charge for certain content, yada, 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 yada. The other thing is that you only have to pay while you're developing. So if you pay your $20 and you create your skill, you don't need to pay your $20 next month because your skill is already there and up and running. You would only need to pay again if you needed to go back in and edit that particular skill. But in any event, hey, even if you keep it, for me, I would say keep your subscription. $190 a year to be able to create your pieces. They have just saved you so much time, so much effort. Give them the $190, please. Come on, let's not be cheap. So again, this is voice apps. Make sure you click the link below because it'll give you a couple extra sample projects so that you can go ahead and do what you want to do. And you're going to see a lot more skills from me in the Amazon Echo store. So please hit the like button. If you learned something, if you are just as jazzed about this as I am, please hit the like button. That really helps a lot. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button so you know when more good information is coming your way. If you have an Amazon Echo, remember, you can now say, open the High Tech Nomads podcast, and you'll hear me for a few minutes every so often talk about what's new and going on. And that's about it for now. So until the next time, this is Orman Beckles, the High Tech Nomad, signing out.